Emily was a bright and imaginative 8-year-old girl with a passion for movies that sparked joy in her heart. Every weekend, she would spend hours watching films, dreaming of the day she could create her own stories on the big screen. With her wild curls and sparkling blue eyes, she often dressed up as her favorite characters, pretending to direct her own magical scenes in the backyard. Her dream was to become a filmmaker, just like the stars she admired. But now, Emily found herself lying in a hospital bed, feeling very far from the world of lights and cameras. A sudden illness had taken her from her home and her vibrant life, confining her to sterile walls and white sheets. She missed the warmth of the sun on her face and the laughter of her friends. Most of all, she missed the excitement of attending a film premiere, the special event where everyone dressed up and watched new movies with their favorite stars. As Emily gazed out of the window, watching raindrops race each other down the glass, she felt a sense of longing. The premiere was happening right then, and though she could picture it in her mind, it was just out of reach. Nurses came in and out of her room, checking on her, but their bright smiles couldn't fully chase away the shadows of loneliness she felt. Yet inside Emily's heart, there flickered a tiny flame of hope. Her love for movies kept that flame alive. She often imagined what it would be like to meet famous actors and tell them about her dreams. Little did she know that soon, this hope would turn into something extraordinary, an unexpected visit that would change everything. As the day of the film premiere approached, Emily's excitement grew like a balloon ready to burst. She had been counting down the days on her colorful calendar, each crossed-off number filling her with more joy. The new movie was one she had been eagerly waiting for, featuring her favorite actress, the brilliant and glamorous Marilyn Monroe. Emily admired Marilyn not just for her beauty but for her talent and the magical stories she brought to life on the screen. In the weeks leading up to the premiere, Emily watched every interview and clip she could find online. She would sit in front of the television, eyes wide with wonder, imagining what it would be like to walk the red carpet beside her favorite stars. She envisioned herself wearing a sparkly dress, waving to fans, and sharing her dreams of filmmaking with anyone who would listen. Every night she would fall asleep dreaming of being part of that world, where creativity flowed freely like a river. But then came the illness that changed everything. Just as the premiere drew near, Emily found herself in a hospital bed, surrounded by beeping machines rather than bright lights and cameras. The vibrant anticipation turned into a dull ache inside her heart as she realized she wouldn't be able to attend and experience the magic firsthand. Even though the hospital room was filled with sterile smells and plain walls, Emily held on to the memories of her excitement. She would often close her eyes and picture herself at the premiere, feeling the excitement of being part of something grand. Her spirits faltered at times, but each time they did, she thought of Marilyn and reminded herself that anything was possible. Little did Emily know that soon her dreams would rush toward her in a way she could never have imagined. Emily's days in the hospital felt long, as if time itself had slowed down. The sterile scent of antiseptic and the constant beep of machines filled the air, reminding her that she was far from home and the life she loved. Her room, with its plain walls and bright fluorescent lights, lacked the warmth and comfort of her cozy bedroom decorated with posters of her favorite movies. She missed her stuffed animals, her favorite snacks, and most importantly, the laughter shared with her friends. Every morning began with an early visit from nurses who would gently check on her. They were friendly and caring, but even their bright smiles couldn't fill the emptiness she felt inside. Emily tried to be brave for them, flashing small smiles when they encouraged her to eat or take her medicine. But deep down, there was a constant ache in her heart, a longing for the excitement of life beyond those hospital walls. To lift her spirits, Emily often closed her eyes and imagined herself at the premiere. She could see herself walking alongside Marilyn Monroe, surrounded by fans snapping photos and shouting names in excitement. In those moments, she felt alive again, as if she were part of something grand instead of lying helplessly on a hospital bed. Each time she envisioned the red carpet gleaming under bright lights, it brought a flicker of joy that made her forget about the floor drip or the noise around her. Emily pushed through each day by replaying scenes from beloved movies in her mind. She would steal quiet moments to dream about filming stories where anything was possible, thrilling adventures or fantastical worlds full of magic. This imagination became her escape, giving her hope that one day she would tell those stories herself. With every thought of a new movie adventure, she also held on to the belief that something special was on its way to brighten her hospital days even more. One sunny afternoon, as the hospital's usual bustle faded into a hushed calm, something extraordinary happened. The door to Emily's room creaked open, and in walked Marilyn Monroe herself, radiating glamour and warmth that seemed to light up the entire space. At first, Emily could hardly believe her eyes. Was this a dream, a trick of her imagination? The actress wore a stunning dress that sparkled like stars, and her famous blonde curls framed her face just as they did on the silver screen. Marilyn approached Emily's bed with a bright smile that felt as inviting as the sun on a summer day. "Hello there, sweetheart," she said softly, kneeling down to Emily's eye level. The moment felt magical. Time stood still as disbelief washed over Emily like a wave. Her heart raced with excitement, and for a fleeting moment, all worries melted away. "Is it really you?" Emily gasped, nearly unable to contain her joy. Marilyn laughed gently and nodded, reassuring her with sparkling eyes. "It's me! And today is all about you." As Emily looked around the room at the nurses who were frozen in awe of this unexpected visit, she could hardly process what was happening. They were whispering among themselves, wide-eyed, but all she could focus on was the beaming figure in front of her. Marilyn pulled out a small projector from behind her back. "I brought something special for you," she said with winks. As she began setting it up in the corner of the room, Emily's mind raced with possibilities. Was this a private screening just for her? All at once, the hospital fell away, replaced by dreams coming true right before her eyes, and she realized that this was more than just a visit, it was a moment she would never forget. Marilyn Monroe moved with an air of confidence and grace, capturing everyone's attention as she began to set up the projector. With a playful smile, she carefully placed the small device on a nearby table, adjusting the angle to find the perfect spot for viewing. The hum of the machine soon filled the room, a sound that seemed almost magical against the humdrum of hospital life that had surrounded Emily for so long. The nurses and staff watched in awe, their previously busy routines forgotten as they leaned against the walls, eyes wide with disbelief. They were witnessing something rare, not just an icon in their midst, but an act of pure kindness that transcended the sterile environment they worked in daily. The chatter in the hallway faded away as Marilyn's infectious energy wrapped around them like a warm blanket. "Now just wait a moment," Marilyn chimed playfully, her voice carrying a musical lilt as she rummaged through her bag. She pulled out a film reel, holding it up proudly like a trophy. "This is going to be special!" The excitement in her voice made Emily's heart flutter even more. As Marilyn began threading the film into the projector, she turned to Emily and winked. "Get ready for a little adventure!" With that, she clicked the switch, and vibrant images sprang to life on the wall. Bright colors danced and twirled as sounds of laughter and music flooded the room. Emily's eyes sparkled like stars as she watched scenes unfold before her. It was as if time stopped completely, all her fears and worries vanished with each frame that played. The nurses were captivated too, some even chuckling at familiar moments from films they loved. This was no ordinary day at the hospital. It was a celebration of imagination and dreams coming true, all thanks to Marilyn Monroe's unexpected visit. For Emily, this was truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience that would be etched in her memory forever. As the vibrant images flickered to life on the wall, Emily's heart raced with excitement. She could hardly believe that she was sitting next to Marilyn Monroe, sharing a private screening just for her. Her eyes widened in pure joy as colorful scenes unfolded before her, each frame filled with laughter, adventure, and magic. It was as if her dreams had come alive on the screen, wrapping around her like a cozy blanket. Marilyn sat close beside her, laughing at the funny parts and pointing out special moments that only someone who loved films could appreciate. Emily felt a rush of happiness like never before. Every giggle and gasp from the movie made her forget, even if just for a little while, the pain of being ill and stuck in the hospital. The sound of cheerful music and joyful dialogues filled the room, carrying her away to worlds where anything was possible. Emily leaned closer to the screen, her small hands clasped together in anticipation. She glanced at Marilyn, who was beaming with delight. "Can you believe it, Emily? This is our special moment," Marilyn whispered, and Emily's heart soared. It felt like a secret shared between friends rather than a dream come true with a movie star. As the story unfolded, Emily found herself completely immersed. There were moments that made her laugh out loud and other scenes that brought tears to her eyes. Each time she looked over at Marilyn, there was a knowing smile that encouraged her appreciation for the magic they both loved. In that hospital room, the worries and noise of her reality faded away, replaced by laughter and warmth. For Emily, this private screening wasn't just about watching a movie, it was a celebration of hope, creativity, and an unexpected friendship that would bring light to even the darkest days. As the movie played on, Emily was entranced by the colorful scenes dancing before her eyes. Laughter and music filled the air, creating an atmosphere of pure joy. In the midst of this cinematic wonder, Marilyn leaned closer to Emily, a twinkle of playfulness in her eye. She gently cupped her hand around her mouth, as if to share a delightful secret. "Emily," she whispered softly, "always remember that you are special, just like the stories we see on this screen. Every dream you have is worth chasing." Her words floated through the warm atmosphere, wrapping around Emily like a cozy hug. At that moment, everything felt perfect: the movie, the friendship, and the extraordinary woman beside her. Emily's heart swelled with emotion. It was almost as if Marilyn could see deep into her soul, understanding her hopes and struggles. "You mean it?" she asked in a hushed voice, her eyes wide and glistening with tears of happiness. Marilyn smiled warmly and nodded. "Absolutely. No matter what happens, always believe in yourself and your dreams." The sincerity in her voice resonated deeply with Emily, planting seeds of confidence within her young heart. The beauty of that moment lingered in the air as the film continued to unfold. With every frame, Emily held on to Marilyn's words like a precious treasure. They were more than just encouragement. They were reminders that magic exists even in challenging times, that dreams can still take flight no matter how impossible they may seem. As laughter echoed through the room from both the film and Marilyn's infectious spirit, everyone present felt the profound impact of those whispered words. It was a moment that transcended fame and fortune. It became a bond between two dreamers, a young girl inspired to chase her passions and an icon reminding her that she was never alone on that journey. As the movie played on, an atmosphere of warmth and connection enveloped the room. Emily was not the only one moved by the experience. The nurses and hospital staff, who had initially gathered out of curiosity, found themselves drawn into the magic unfolding before them. Laughter echoed, and joyful sounds filled the air, but it was during quieter moments that the emotional impact truly hit. Marilyn, noticing the effect her presence was having, began to share snippets of her own journey, her struggles, her dreams, and the moments of doubt she faced along the way. "You see," she said softly, glancing at Emily and then at the nurses, "even stars have to work hard and believe in themselves. There were times I thought I'd never make it." Her voice was full of sincerity, and everyone in the room felt a deep sense of unity as they listened to her story. Emily's eyes sparkled with admiration and understanding. It felt as if Marilyn was not just a famous actress but a friend confiding in her. The nurses exchanged glances, their eyes glistening with tears as they connected with Marilyn's words. For many of them, this was more than just another day at work. It was a reminder of why they chose to care for others. Because everyone deserves hope and encouragement. As Marilyn continued to speak, tears began to fill Emily's big blue eyes. She felt a wave of emotions wash over her: joy, inspiration, and a hint of sadness for all she had missed while being sick. But those tears were not just about sorrow. They were also tears of gratitude for this moment and for Marilyn's kindness. In that small hospital room, surrounded by flickering images on the wall and heartfelt stories being shared, everyone felt a transformative connection. It was a beautiful reminder that no matter where you come from or what you face, You are never alone in your journey. The laughter mixed with tears created an unforgettable bond that would linger long after the movie ended, a moment where dreams met reality, leaving everyone touched deeply by the experience. As the final credits rolled and the screen faded to black, a warm silence filled the room. Emily sat frozen for a moment, absorbing everything that had just unfolded. A beautiful blend of laughter, tears, and inspiration washed over her, creating a feeling she had never experienced before. She felt lighter, as if a heavy weight had been lifted from her heart. It was as though she had traveled to another world and back again. Marilyn turned to Emily with a radiant smile, her eyes sparkling under the soft lights of the hospital room. "What did you think, sweetheart?" she asked gently. Emily's face lit up with pure joy as she exclaimed, "It was amazing! I loved every single part of it." Marilyn placed a comforting hand on Emily's shoulder and said, "Remember this feeling. You can create your own magic in life, just like those films. Follow your dreams no matter what challenges come your way." Emily looked up at Marilyn with wide eyes, filled with admiration and gratitude. "Do you really think I can be a filmmaker?" she asked softly. Marilyn nodded earnestly, leaning closer as if sharing an important secret. "Absolutely. You have the heart of a storyteller. Just keep believing in yourself and never give up." Those simple words echoed in Emily's mind like music long after they left Marilyn's lips. It felt powerful to hear encouragement from someone she admired so deeply. It ignited a spark within her that promised brightness for her future. As she glanced around at the nurses who were wiping away their own happy tears, Emily realized this day had transformed not only her but everyone present. The atmosphere buzzed with renewed hope, a reminder that dreams aren't simply fantasies. They could become reality if one dared to believe. With newfound inspiration coursing through her veins, Emily knew that she would hold on to this moment forever, using it as fuel to chase her dreams and create stories that would touch hearts just like Marilyn's had done for hers that day. As the day drew to a close, Emily lay in her hospital bed, her heart still soaring from the remarkable experience she had just lived through. She replayed the moments in her mind, the laughter, the warmth of Marilyn's presence, and the inspiring words that sparked a fire in her soul. It was a magical day that felt both surreal and profoundly real, as if she had stepped into a dream only to awaken with newfound hope. Emily gazed out of her window at the setting sun, its golden light painting the sky with hues of orange and pink. It reminded her of the vibrant scenes from the movie, colors bursting with life and stories waiting to be told. She thought about how Marilyn had shared her own struggles, showing Emily that even someone so famous faced challenges on their journey. It made her realize that kindness can bridge gaps between people, no matter their circumstances. In that moment of reflection, Emily understood that dreams really could come true, even when life felt overwhelming. The connection she formed with Marilyn had filled a void she didn't know existed, instilling in her an unwavering belief in herself. Tears of joy filled her eyes again, but this time they were different. These tears were a celebration of hope rather than sorrow. With determination swelling within her, Emily made a silent promise to always chase her dreams no matter what hurdles lay ahead. She envisioned herself standing on a film set one day, telling stories that could inspire others just as she had been inspired by Marilyn Monroe. Kindness and creativity would be her guiding lights. As Emily drifted off to sleep that night, she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the extraordinary gift she had received, a reminder that in life's toughest moments, love and hope remain powerful forces capable of changing everything. Her heart swelled as she dreamed of all the films yet to come and the adventures which awaited her.